And we're back to learning CSS. Let me show you the typical text properties that we can use to decorate and style text. I've already used color in an earlier tutorial in the CSS playlist, and the background color. They work on text, for example here in our paragraph. Let me paste a lorem ipsum text here so that we have a little bit more to style, and I keep the default color of black. And now we use the text minus align option. This property gives us the typical values of center, left is the default, right, and we also have justify. Sometimes you want to align your last text line, so in this case the last line of our paragraph, a little bit differently. Let me set back the text align to left, and now I use the property text minus align minus last, and this allows us to only style the last line. Something that is done, for example, is that the last line is justified. You could do that here easily. Let us get rid of the alignments, and now we use the text minus decoration property. At first we have the line. You can use overlines, underlines, and also this strike through effect, which is simply called line through as a value. And you can also combine these, so we can use overline and underline at the same time. It's possible to adjust these values. By default it has a certain width and a certain style, certain color. We can simply target that by using text minus decoration minus color, text minus decoration minus style, and text minus decoration minus thickness. As values we can use the same as we've used in an earlier tutorial about outlines, so the typical colors or hex codes if you want to use that. For style we can use dash, dotted, solid is the default, and for thickness we could use directly pixel values. All of that can be shortened. The shorthand way of writing is text minus decoration. Just use that as a property. Then start with the line. So we'll use underline, and then I can delete this code. then the color, then the style, and finally the thickness. If I refresh this now, you can see nothing has changed. So this is just a shorthand way of writing it. Let us add a link to our website. And by default, links are underlined, and in this bluish color, we can set the text decoration to none. But obviously we'll have to do that for our link and not the paragraph. My mistake here. Let me select the anchor element. I paste text decoration none here, and you can see the underline is gone. We could, for example, also add an overline. So it's the same principle here that we've used for paragraph. Let us, for example, add a different style, color, and size. And this is how you could style your anchor text elements. Next up are text transform properties. Text minus transform allows us to capitalize it, uppercase, lowercase. We have a text minus indent property for the first line. And then we can target the spacing between all of these words and letters in our paragraph. We have the letter minus spacing property, for example, to adjust the spacing between the letters. You can even go to negative values to squeeze them more together. We can use a line height for the spacing between the lines. Or we can use word minus spacing for the spacing between the words instead of all letters. Finally, we can add a text shadow by using text minus shadow property. For this to work, we use two numerical values for the x and y axis. So this is basically the offset from the position of the text. And then the third value is the name of the color. We make that, for example, red. We can also add a third numerical value before the color comes here. I've used blue here, but let me make that black so it has the same color as our origin text. And now I add 5 pixels right here. And this is the blur. So you can blur it out by using a third numerical value. The lower you go, the less it's going to be blurred. And the higher you go, let me use, for example, 10, and you can barely see it. So this is basically a Gaussian blur. And these are the basic text properties in CSS. Try them out yourself, and I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.